Z93, your variety station. I'm Ryan, and I am really nervous right now. I've got butterflies in my stomach as I've got Senator Barrasso on the phone with me. Are you there, Mr. Barrasso?
I am, Ryan. Nobody in Fremont County ever needs to have butterflies in their stomach.
I appreciate it. I do appreciate you taking some time out of your day, especially with all the debates and all this healthcare hoopla that is going on. I do appreciate you taking time out of your day to answer some of my questions, because I'm one of those people that are on the fence, if you will. And there's a lot of people that are out there. So let's get straight to the questions, if you don't mind. My first question I want to throw out here is, in your opinion, is healthcare considered a privilege or a right?
Well, I think in this country, we try to take care of everybody. We do in Wyoming, and we do around the country. We continue to do that. And then the question is just, how do we pay for it? And that's what the debate is about. But everybody in America gets care.
Yeah, so you're pretty much saying that it's every person has a right to health care.
Every person receives health care. You can debate words, but every person receives health care in this country. Anybody that shows up in the emergency room at Riverton or in Lander or in Casper, gets cared for. But the question is, how do we pay for that care?
Yeah. Okay, well, let's move on to the second question. There's been a lot of talk, especially coming from some of the House Democrats, about why they're not voting for this bill is because of the terminology on abortions. I keep hearing that, but I'm not hearing the exact specifics in the bill of how this bill is covering abortions. Can you elaborate?
Well, those are decisions that House members need to make. I personally believe that taxpayer money should not be used to fund abortion.
And I agree, wholeheartedly.
Period. And then there's a kind of a provision in the Senate bill and a provision in the House bill, and they have different wording, and people read those and then they make their own interpretations. I voted against the Senate bill. I thought that taxpayer money would be used to pay for abortions in the Senate bill. The House bill has much more strict language. But the bottom line is, you go around the state of Wyoming and you ask people, they're going to say, taxpayer money should not be used to pay for abortions.
I agree with that. I think people should actually learn responsibility. But I do want to know exactly how in the bill does it say that it's going to cover abortions, though? Is it saying that it'll cover it for incest, for rape and stuff like that? Or is it just saying in general it'll help cover abortions?
Well, it's about a 2,700-page bill, and anybody that wants to go through the whole thing, it's on my website at barrasso.senate.gov. The whole bill is there in the Senate bill, and it has to do with how funding is done and trying to put restrictions on different things. So, but different people read the same words and come to different interpretations, which is, Ryan, why, as you said at the beginning of this, some people are confused about how they feel about it, about the whole bill, because they see things and read different things. But to me, fundamentally, it's going to cut $500 billion from our seniors on Medicare. It's going to raise taxes by about $500 billion. It's loaded up with sweetheart deals, basically buying votes for members of the Senate in the past, and is going to cause people who have insurance to have their insurance rates go up. So fundamentally, I just think it's a bad idea for the people of Wyoming and the country.
If this doesn't go through, then we're back to square one. And for people like me, what would you recommend for people like me that are making $20,000 or less a year, that have an employer that doesn't provide health care and can't afford coverage?
I practiced in Casper for about 25 years, and I think we ought to go right to the things that people agree on overall. And one of the things, and how old did you say you were, Ryan? 20?
I'm 28. I'm 28 years old.
For one thing, for people who are in their early 20s, right now they get kicked off of the family policy at 21. I want to extend that till the people are 25. We ought to do that today. We shouldn't wait on that. There are a number of things we can do today, and we should allow you to shop around for insurance across state lines and get a good deal for you, not have to be limited to where you can look for insurance. And also, you shouldn't have to pay for somebody who is, 61-year-old who doesn't exercise, doesn't stay in shape. But so much of this bill is going to, number one, make it a law that you have to buy insurance, and number two, they're going to set your insurance fees at a level that you're actually subsidizing people who are older, who are on insurance, because they're trying to lower those rates to raise them for you. So I don't think that this bill, in fact, is going to help you at all, and I think it's going to make it worse for you, harder for you to get insurance, and more expensive. But but make you buy it or be penalized.
Well, wouldn't it be a tax credit? Wouldn't it be a tax credit? If I bought into a pool, even though it would be hard, like you say, and a little bit more expensive because I've done my research, premiums will go up with this bill. If I buy into that, wouldn't there be a tax credit that I would receive because I would be insuring myself and I'd be making under a specific amount of money?
Well, you know, a lot of the benefits of this bill, Ryan, don't kick in for 4 years. So you're going to be in your 30s before you would be affected by that part of it. But the premiums, I believe, are going to go up immediately. And that's, as you said, premiums will go up. Some of those tax credits and things aren't going to come into play for about 4 years, which is part of the trickery, the financial trickery and the accounting gimmicks played by in this bill, where they're going to start cutting Medicare and raising taxes for 10 years, but they're only going to give 6 years worth of services, and it's the last 6 years, which is the reason that people are saying, hey, the math doesn't work.
Out of my paycheck, I pay for Social Security. That goes to other people to help them out. I probably will never receive Social Security when I get older. It'll probably be defunct by then. I pay for Medicare and Medicaid that I am not receiving myself, really because of my age. If I needed it right now, I wouldn't receive it because of my age. I would actually be willing to be taxed more out of my paycheck to help care for other people.